Page 11, Crazy Comics. 4/4 time, no sharps or flats in the key signature, but we got accidentals all over, so look out. And eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and. Let's take this one hand at a time, make sure we get the fingering and the notes and the rhythms. So right hand, you're down here on this low A here. A right below middle C. Put you in this position. So it's 1 and, see coming in on the and of 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now on that E flat, you can use little finger because you used here. Sometimes it's a little awkward to use little finger on black keys. And if it is, you can go ahead and use fourth finger on it, but then you have to use third finger on the D. So it's here. You just have to reach up. I'll leave that up to you. Otherwise, use a little finger on the E flat. And then come down, fourth finger on the C. We just changed positions to here is all. And then here, second measure, 1 and 2 and then during the rest, you come back up and do it again. Let's go down to, we're moving around a little bit. I'm hoping you can figure out the first two lines okay. Let's go to the third line down. You're coming up here. You have an F and a G, and they both have sharp signs in front of them. So it's going to be an F sharp, G sharp. Oh, lovely. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Again, slowly. 1 and 2 and. So you got a rest on and then the next one comes on 3. 3 and 4 and. And then the last measure of that line, you're back down like you were at the beginning. Last line. You start out like you have been doing. Now they're saying fourth finger on the E flat. Second measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And that is an E natural in the next measure. So if the rhythm is confusing you in the second measure of the last line, just take out the tie and play all the notes and see what that is. 1 and 2 and 3 and then once you can get a handle on that, then put the tie back in. You just feel the second note, you don't play it. 2. So the second measure going on is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Cross over here, and then that chord at the end, well, spell it out and figure it out. Start at the bottom. It's a C, an E, an F sharp, and an A. Lovely. I have not had enough coffee for this. Left hand is a little more settled down, I think. Left hand's down here on A, so we're here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not too bad. Let's go to the second line, second measure. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. You got to come up fourth finger. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. First measure of the third line. 1 and 2. You see the second eighth rest? That's on 2. So the note comes after that. 1 and 2 and. And the quarter rest comes on 3. And then the last note is on 4. So it's again 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Next measure. 1 and 2. You're crossing over the thumb here, that. And that's the left hand for the most part. Put them together. This should be interesting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. I would really prefer you be able to figure this out on your own and get this rhythm on your own. because otherwise you just wait until I play it or somebody plays it for you, and then oh, okay, I get the rhythm, and you've learned nothing doing that. If you could figure this rhythm out on your own, you're so much further ahead. Second line, second measure. Here, 1 and 2 and 3. See, during the rest, you got to move the right hand up. And during that rest, you got to move the left hand up. What? Well, every note, every half beat, 1 and 2 and there's a note being played somewhere. So this is the first measure, third line. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So between the two hands, you got all the eighth notes covered. It's just 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. So forth. Go down the last line. Here. You've moved, your left hand's moved. 2. And then this is tricky as far as the rhythm goes. But if you can get a grasp on being able to read this rhythm and understand it, you got a really good grasp on reading music. At least the rhythms of it. When you have a grasp of the notes and the rhythm and the fingering, then we can put in this articulation. The slurs and staccatos and whatnot. At the beginning, a slight wrist staccato here. And the right hand is slurred. That last one is staccato. Don't give it an accent, because sometimes when we do a staccato on a note, we tend to push off of it, and that gives it an accent. Don't. So be careful on that. You got staccatos and slurs just going on crazy here. Just, I hope I don't have to spoon feed it to you. You can read the music. Then we do the dynamics. Moderately loud, it's sort of both hands. Because the left hand, you got this, that's kind of important. So do them both about the same. Whatever you think moderately loud is. I don't know, it's sort of loud, not loud. Second line, you're going to gradually go up to a loud, but you don't want to be loud to the third line. So you got 2 whole measures. You're not going to go, you're going to take your time. So in the second measure, second line, you're still down to moderately loud. And then go up just a hair in the next measure. There you go, it's loud. And you're going to go up to a sforzando. I don't know about that. You're loud and you're going to go up to a very loud, is what it is. And that sforzando, that is a major accent. So yeah, don't get vulgar with it. Keep the wrist flexible and light and just boom. And then you're still very loud here. Then you're going to go down to moderately loud like you were at the beginning. So forth. And then in the last line, you're going to start moderately loud and go back up to loud to the third measure. Not down. That's loud. And you're staying loud through all these eighth notes. And then soft. It's the first time you've been soft in this piece. I was on that chord. And then it's a fermata, so you hang on to it. Let the sound die away. Let the audience recover. Give them a chance. Speed-wise, well, with pizzazz. There ain't no pizzazz going on here. But at least not for me. It's about a march speed. Left, right, left, right, left. Maybe a little faster if you want to. It's got to be accurate. The eighth notes need to be even. They didn't say anything about jazzing this up, because my tendency is to want to play it in a jazz style. And if I do that, I'm going to swing the eighth notes. fourth, but it didn't say to do that. And there's no notes or anything, so I say, well, just go ahead and play it even then. I'd like to play it with you very slowly. You go ahead and learn it. And then let's just double check the notes and the rhythms, especially the rhythms. I'm not going to do the dynamics. I'll give us 4 counts. Let's try it together very slowly. 1 and 2 and ready and go and 1 and two and. And 2 and 2 and 2, hold for a little bit and then let go.